Well, alright everyone, I'll show you what I've been up to I should say, up to. All this end now is all repaired. Go on the other side, where I was putting those plates in last time. Well, oh, they're all in now. They're all in there. All welded up, inside and out. That one. And there. And I've ground all the welds off, mainly because there's quite a few of these, and I just don't want it looking like it's all just a patchwork quilt, really. I'm leaving, you know, all the welds on the inside aren't getting ground off. But there you go. So on the inside, bear with me. Been doing some blasting, but really I'm just showing you this, making this bit of footage, because a lot of people doing it now. SV Seeker, he's blasting and what have you, and Stu on Dagmar Marine, he was cleaning his engine compartment out and he mentioned blasting the other day. But I'm just going to show you the mess which is involved with grip blasting. I'm not sand blasting. The grit, I'm using the grit. Where is it? In fact, I'll show you the bags I'm using. That's the stuff I'm using. And what you can actually do is you can reuse this grit so many times, but after you've used it, you know, I'm working out about 4 times, it breaks down to a dust, which still will blast. However, inside here, with the lack of air vents and whatever, even though I put a fan in that top, the car radiator, 12 volt car radiator fan, extracts all the dust and muck out, well, most of it. But when it breaks down too much and it's dust, you can't actually see what you're doing. So this stuff now that's laid about, that's about had it. It's all just turned to dust. It could be used on the outside, but I'm not sure what I'm doing on the outside yet. I might just sand it all off. I don't know. That's another job. But this is the general mess it causes, which it doesn't take too long to clean up. It's on all the stringers around the sides. On there. Yeah. It gets everywhere. Just give you some idea of like the mess you've got to clean up before you can actually get on painting. Hence the lack of videos going out as well recently, because doing this, it's a slow process. And as I've said before, I'm working on my own. Our lad's been giving me a hand, man, I must admit, our lad's been giving me a hand, my son. But let me see if I can show you the finish. If you can make any tail of that. There's still a little bit of pitting down here. Not deep pitting, so I'm not bothered about that. Let me see. How do I zoom? There we go. But that's the textured finish I'm getting. There's a bit of spatter in there when a ball was built. That is the general finish I'm getting. Which isn't too bad. But that's a pond I've just swept off. You see all the grit there, just with this, just so you can have a look at that. So that's the finish you get with grit blasting. And it's a dry blast, so you don't get no rust straight away. However, if there's humidity and condensation in the boat and it drips on it, obviously it's going to rust. But it's not too bad. But like you can see, it gets everywhere. Maybe it's a bit light's a bit rubbish in here because fluorescent tubes and grit blast and grit flying about don't mix. And that bit of tarpaulin there hung up in that compartment there, because just to stop the thick of the grit going around the back end of the boat as well. And there's me Hoover container. But anyway, me and my lad we're going to get cracked on, get cleaned up today, and I'll update a bit later on and hopefully get this painted white. So that's the general mess. Oh, I'll show you. Yeah, you can see it everywhere. My grit blaster is this. Oh. My battery alarm going, sorry. And my original blaster was just a little small pot and it kept running out too quick. Anyway, I've nicked all the fittings off it and repiped it all up to that old gas bottle. So, I don't suppose you're supposed to do that with Calagas's bottles, but there you go. It was leaking anyway. That's my excuse. And there's the valve down there. I can't really see from the side. But yeah. But for the size of my compressor, I'm running a 6mm nozzle, and it handles it quite well. My compressor's down a bit on pressure than it used to be years ago, but it's doing the job. Your water trap is here, and yesterday the humidity was terrible. If there's hardly any humidity, that tie, I don't know if you can make that out, that this here is actually a tie wrap on it, and there's a little button there that's the moisture out. And what I do when it's very humid, I leave the valve on that open so it can constantly drain the water out, well, moisture out as it's running. That's the moisture trap. Yeah, it works a treat. Just show you the meat. It's hard walking around when you've got no flooring down. There's the metering valve. There's nothing complicated to rigging up your own grit blasting pot, so you can make some sort of valve situation like that. And it's basic. The original blaster had wheels on it, which was a bit of a pain actually moving it around, because it would mean it would roll down the side of the boat and everything, so I just rigged up a frame on the bottom of it. Anyway, I'll update you later when I get this cleaned up and painted. Catch you in a bit. Well, we've got that painted. Just give you a look at what it looks like when it's been painted. It's only one coat. What a difference. What a difference. And today's job, got this bit painted, this section here, hopefully get the full, I've already got the sides, hopefully get this bit all cleaned out. I'll have to move them wires, just bear with me, yeah, and this side. So we'll get this section done today. And cleaned out again, painted. That hole in the bottom there was a test piece where the pitting was, where you can see my wires and pipes coming through. And what I did there was just cut the section out to see how bad, because the plating was pitted, just to see how thick the plate still was, and it's ample thick. I can't really show you because the pipe's in the way, but still plenty of thickness there, even though it looks pretty dodgy. I was going to cut it all out, and there's no need. But I'm hoping to get this boat surveyed. However, let's just do up the guy, whoever comes to do it, who I decide to use. He's used to steel boats, and he knows about you do get surface pitting. We'll see. I'll get some recommendations off people I know who've got steel boats, and there's a steel boat builder down the river. He might be able to help us out. In fact, he might be able to do a survey, I'm not sure. But there you go. But anyway, that's what it looks like when it's painted out. And another thing to mention is I have a needle gun, a needle scaler, whatever you want to call them, which is useful. I mean, obviously they don't get them as the steel as clean as blasting. However, when you've got a section, if I can show you this, yeah, the light's not very good, but believe me, hang on. This section down here, there's a great big lump of scale and muck and grinding muck that's rusted up in here, and it's nearly an inch thick in this corner. For me to blast that out, it'll blast out, but it'll take longer, but the amount of dust that comes off that piece there, which is only about 10 inches long, the amount of dust that'll come off, it's easy just to give it a blast over the needle gun and get that out, rather than all the muck and dust all over the hood of the blasting mask. So that's what the needle gun's for, do them bits there first. Plus another thing is you're just wasting your grit. And the pot I'm using is not that big anyway, so I don't want to be blasting there for a minute or two when it'll only take, I don't know, 20 seconds, something like that, once I've needle gunned that thick stuff up. So that's the day job. Get this section done and paint it out. And if you're wondering why I'm not getting so many videos out, I am sweating like hell in here now. It is red hot. I don't know what temperature it is, but it is bloody hot. And once I'm blasting, everything steams up. All this paint I've been doing, by the way, is I just use a paintbrush for in the corners on the stringers and frames, and then I fill in with a mini roller, 4-inch mini roller. And the rollers I'm using, if you can see, are these. There you go, if you can make that out. And I get them from a place called Tool Station in the UK here. Plug for Tool Station there. Should show them this video. But they're great. They don't break up, the fluff doesn't come off them. They're not foam. The fluff doesn't break off them too bad. Unless you really start forcing on them, which you're going to get a little bit. It doesn't matter in here. But they're good. If any of you are wondering, you know, using these cheaper crap things, believe me, some of them are rubbish, but they work smashing. So you can get the information off there. Tool Station here in the UK. Yep, they're good. Anyway, folks, I'm going to crack on. Just going to nip outside and cool off a bit first, have a drink of water before I get in this blasting and needle gun. It's boiling. Yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.